Good morning. Welcome to the Brew. I am your host, Lex. It's Friday. It's triple play day with Paulina Likos. So let's get to it after the bell. Oh, wait a minute. What? So, hold on. I went with Friday's triple play. How do you like that? Because we always have three topics.
I like it.
Go
The
figure.
trifecta.
The trifecta. The triple play with Paulina.
That's cool.
I like it. Yeah. So I also forgot to say in the opening that what the topics were.
Well, we should just get right into it then, right?
Let's get right into it. We only have so much time. You probably got to get going. So let's rock and roll. First, Chinese EV maker NIO reports earnings that may have exceeded expectations. Tell us about it, Paulina.
Yes, so we got a huge stock increase from NIO. NIO is the Chinese EV player after the company reported a strong second quarter earnings performance. It was marked by record deliveries that were up 99% year over year in terms of revenue growth. So that really sets it apart from all global EV makers that are experiencing a slowdown. We've talked about this so much on your show, and it's an issue because right now EVs are kind of out of favor. So the market has been on a slowdown. Tesla still, of course, remains the dominant player, but it's really notable to notice NIO's rapid expansion into the market, and it's going to be kind of a strong force, strong competitor in amongst the competitive players in not only the U.S. market but particularly the Chinese market as well.
Mm-hmm. And so after their earnings report, it looks like stock was up more than 13%. I didn't even look to see where this one's trading. Is it a little baby stock or is it a big boy?
It's a baby stock.
Baby, like little bitty baby? Like this kind of baby? Little baby.
Yeah.
Okay. So like a $10 baby or a little bit?
I think like a $5 baby.
Oh, that's a baby. That's just a newborn. It's $5.60. Nevertheless, though, important because I was reading about the EV market and specifically on Ford and how they're all over the place. So EVs, no one buys them in America for whatever reason, or they don't buy them enough to make them profitable. They're trying to make a new little push into smaller cars, but you know how that's going to go, I think, in America. I think everyone loves the big F-150. They like big things in America, right? So is NIO here, Paulina, or no? Not yet. In America, meaning not.
So I know that Chinese EV players are trying to make their way into the U.S. market by partnering with key trade competitors like Mexico, for example, to make it easier to access the U.S. market. I'm not sure if NIO has done that or is working to do something like that, but right now they're dominating China.
Got it. What was the other one, Molly? Do you remember the other one from China? What was the other one?
It was BYD. Bring your own driver. Bring your own driver.
I want to call it Bird, but that's not going to work, is it?
So they have this crazy battery swapping deal. So interesting. Have you heard anything about that? So it's battery as a service. So do you buy this car and then without the battery, and then you swap batteries, and there's a lower cost, and you can upgrade at will? This is like a crazy new model.
Mm-hmm.
What have you heard on that?
I don't get it. You can swap your batteries?
Yeah. So apparently NIO, you buy the car and then there's a whole new market where it's called battery as a service.
Oh.
And so NIO's part of that. You buy the car without the battery, and then you can rent and lease the battery at lower charges, so you can actually get into the EV market and upgrade anytime that you want. You can swap out, which is interesting.
Okay, interesting, I suppose. I don't think I would ever do that.
Yeah, right.
I don't want to be swapping batteries out.
Right.
My own one. Batteries, though, are supposed to last like virtually forever, right? These things could run 1,000,000 miles. I know they won't be as good, clearly, because they degrade over time. But God, I don't know. Get a new car by that time, for gosh sakes. Anywho, all right, we're on a tight budget. So number 2, right? Let's move along. Sorry, Intel, world famous name, Intel Corp, might get booted from the Dow. What?
Yeah, that's a big
Paulina,
deal.
what's going on there? And tell us a little bit about the why part that we talked about pre-show. I thought that was interesting as well.
Yeah, so it's pretty customary for companies to be looked at by these major indices, and if they're not performing well, they're going to be up for consideration to get booted from the index. So, for the Dow in particular, companies are removed from the index when they underperform for extended periods of time, or their share price drops significantly. So for the semiconductor name Intel, the stock has dipped below $20, and it's at high risk from being dropped from the iconic index. And why? Well, that's because it's been facing significant challenges. It has drastic expense. It's made drastic expense cuts. It has made massive layoffs in order to deal with the slowing financials that it's been experiencing. Its market value has dropped below 100 billion. And this is happening while the overall semiconductor industry is thriving. So it's not really a market issue. It seems like it's more of a company specific issue. And as a result, Dow Jones has some issues with keeping it in the index, since it has this, track of bad performance.
That sucks, just so I'm clear. Just saying. I mean, how'd you like to be in a classroom full of all A students and you fire up the F? Right? I mean, they're in the smart kid group with all these chip stocks, and everyone's killing it. I mean, you can't print money faster in that industry right now, and they aren't. I mean, gee, what's going on?
Well,
I'm sad. I want to shed a tear because Intel is one of those stocks that's been around forever. Well, at least forever in my life. And it was one of the stocks that we traded as a specialist. So that one's very near and dear to my heart. We were specialists in the stock, in the options on the stock. So anyway, it's kind of sad, I think.
Yeah.
And then Dow went through some criteria changes back in February 2024, which might have an effect on that. So the new big keys of what the requirement is: market cap, industry representation, financial performance, and liquidity. Oh. So yeah, so it just got a makeover.
It got a makeover, yeah. And then sorry, Paulina, in my dourness, I might have missed it. Did you say that who would replace this, or did you not say that?
I didn't mention it, but there have been some rumors around, if Intel does get booted from the Dow, which company is going to replace it? And people have been saying, oh, maybe NVIDIA could replace it. But I think that's looking too far ahead. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah,
come in.
We also have Salesforce, Amgen, and United Health Group, which might be injected in there.
Like Salesforce CRM, that stock?
Yes, CRM, AMGN, and UNH.
Okay, those are all good ones.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, and NVIDIA. I always say NVIDIA, like there's an I after the N.
Just no more videos. More videos.
NVIDIA, the letter NVIDIA. It's just crazy. Okay. Well, we'll keep an eye on that one. I'm not trading that one. Truth be told, not touching it.
We're staying clear.
Staying clear. I don't like $19 stocks either. I look at it right now. It's $19. I need something with some bigger meat on those bones. I need some bigger meat on those bones. Gosh darn. All right. Number 3 for the Friday triple play with Paulina. OpenAI reaches, drumroll, 1 million paying subscribers.
1 million.
$1 million.
Yes. I love that movie, by the way.
Oh my God. One of my favorites. I can quote so many lines from that movie. It's crazy. So what's going on there? I mean, that's obviously a good thing, I'm assuming. 1 million is a significant number, right? That's a big deal.
I mean, I think it's a pretty significant number, because if you just think about it, OpenAI is not that mature of a company. It's pretty new. It just came out a couple years ago, barely, and it already surpassed 1 million business users across different enterprise offerings. So people are seeing this as a significant milestone in the generative AI market. So it has obviously achieved dominance in the sector, and it's quickly expanding not only from individual users, but corporate users. And what does this mean for the company? Well, it helps establish it as kind of the first mover in this whole generative AI industry. And not to mention, it kind of gives them more credibility for investors to continue pouring money into the company, which makes it increasingly more valuable. So a lot of good fundamental positive drivers for the company.
Good. That's good to hear. And then OpenAI is the company name and ChatGPT is its product. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. See, I didn't know that.
And it's backed by Microsoft.
Oh, this is the Microsoft version. So the Google one is Gemini, but they're calling it something else now, right? I think.
Yes. They're calling it something else. They rebranded it. But all these big players have their hands in AI. If you don't, then you're behind. So,
yeah. So I just downloaded the ChatGPT from the App Store on my phone.
Okay.
And the reason I did that is I find, Google's good. I like it. You get out just about anything, but the ChatGPT gets you right to the point. It seems like. If I say, give me the details of Intel, earnings or whatever, it just spits them out right there for you. Whereas, Google, I've got pictures of Mr. Intel and Mrs. Intel at a ball, and then, there's all kinds of stuff I got to sift through. I get to the basics, right to the part.
Yeah, I think it's really important to point out what you're saying, which is who are the competitors, who are the personalities out there. If AI singularity may have happened, but we have Grok. So Grok is really pushing out some incredible images, and that's Elon. That's on Twitter. It's X. Then you have Claude by Anthropic, and then you have Gemini, which is Gemini almost feel when you work with them, you feel like different personality. Claude feels like you can upload giant files and can disseminate it. Grok feels a little funky. It's the backing behind it is that it's truth oriented. So whether it's politically correct or not, it's going to take real analysis and dish it out. And then you have Gemini, which is really connected to the internet. And that sounds, you know what I'm saying? It can grab live data. ChatGPT has a delayed form. But the interesting thing to talk about ChatGPT is it's a base of a lot of applications. So some of the top 5 is Microsoft Copilot, which is one you would see, Salesforce, Einstein, Jasper AI, Genie AI chatbot, Perplexity AI. And it's all of these use a multimodal model, which is both image and text. So it's the 5 is coming out. And when you look at the capacity of just the compute power behind it, it is light years ahead of what we have right now. So it's going to be quite wild to see.
Wow. And I think the reason why this is important is exactly what Molly's saying. So people should care about this, milestone of paying subscribers is because it shows that there's increased integration of AI tools in businesses. And that's, looking a step further, going to shape the future of work, the future of technology, efficiencies being created, and so forth. So I think that's the underlying takeaway from that.
Yeah, and I think just to push forward exactly is that there is biases behind ChatGPT, which I am concerned about, and
there are what do you mean?
There might. That's a little CT there. There's a little CT there.
I mean, what are you saying? Like, there's
right.
There's filters?
Maybe. So also there's a cutoff date. So there's limited information there. Oh. And what I think ChatGPT's power is being used by other applications, which is how that growth can occur.
Yeah. I love it for rewriting your work. And Paulina, you're a writer. So I write it first, send it through the meat masher, ChatGPT. It comes back. I rearrange. I feel like it just keeps me moving. It's unbelievable.
It's pretty wild, some of this stuff. I mean, if you aren't using artificial intelligence, you're just going to fall. It's here. So learn how to use it. Right. And, in any business that you're in, you can find your application and, it can grab your email and respond to your emails in the voice of you, throw it in your drafts and you just okay it. I mean, this stuff is
Yeah.
going to speed things up. So doing a manual Excel spreadsheet at this point is just archaic.
Right.
So there's a use for all of that, consider that analog, but at this point, time to get with the times.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I know Pauline's got to run. She's on a tight ship
Thank you,
here.
Paulina.
We were a little late.
Great topics again.
What?
Thanks, guys, I'm
Great
glad.
topics.
Yeah, we got it in. We did fast today. Sorry for that. But happy Friday. Wink, wink. Just
Happy
kidding.
Friday.
Happy Friday. And now, what else do we have, Molly? A word from our sponsor? Oh, no, this isn't our sponsor.
Yeah, yes, we have a heat wave in Hollywood. Let's just
Heat
say
wave in
that.
Hollywood. Cool
Massive
wave here in Chicagoland. Don't forget, the summit is only about a week away, September 18th, 2024. It's a Tradier virtual summit. It's free. Sign up, summit.tradier.com. 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Molly and I will be there to co-host.
And link to sign up is down below.
Down below. It'll be down below. So anyway, Paulina, have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Go Eagles. They
Eagles.
won last week.
Yeah.
Good news.
Mhm.
So, and I bet with them. Did I say bet? I can't believe them. Yes. I fake bet with them. So,
And by the way, if anyone does use these EVs that we talked about, these Neos, and you know how it works about that battery swap technology, just comment down below. We're all curious.
yeah, I am for sure. I'm not swapping big batteries. So, all right. Bye, guys. Have a great weekend. Talk
Bye.
soon.
Capitalize on stock market uncertainty this coming election. When most see disaster in the headlines, informed traders see dollar signs. Elite traders have embraced market fear for decades, and now you can too. Join us at our exclusive Fall Tradier Virtual Summit, sponsored by SIBO, on Wednesday, September 18th, 2024 at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Claim your seat at summit.tradier.com before registration closes.
You know how the financial world goes. Here comes the buzzkill. Please make sure to take some time to read this boring disclaimer. We will owe you one.